Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. This episode was so much better than yesterday's episode. Wow. I don't even know where to start off first. So let's start off with my favorite scene, and I think we can all agree on what that is. Maxie. After she sells her story to Peter about Chloe, stealing the baby, and, she took her, and, she's nowhere to be found, you'll never be able to find her, and yada, yada, yada. After she plays him, then she twists it around. And this is where it gets really interesting, and also presents a bit of a problem. So after about a good, we'll say 2 minutes, she just flips on him. And when the way she decimated that man, I felt that. Okay? I felt that. It got so bad that she called him by his government name. Okay? His full name. Listen, my ex-girlfriend used to be really mad at me, or I did something stupid, or whatever. She called me by my full name. Well, it's never going to really end well at that point. She went in on him, calling him Heinrich, just talking about, because at one point, Peter slipped up. Okay, Peter slipped up, and he was like, Chloe's not even her real name. I was like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? You slipping? What's good? But I mean, when he after Maxie decimated him, okay, even going as far as to saying, you're a cheap knockoff of your father. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, all right, wow. Damn. I mean, don't get me wrong. He deserved everything that he got. And there was times where Peter started admitting some of the stuff. Oh, well, I had to sit there and take out this person, I had to eliminate them, I had to get them out the way, and yada yada yada. Just straight up incriminating himself. Maxie pulls out her phone. Him just practically telling on himself, she had it. And she sent it to Mac. Now, here's the thing. Great plan. Loved it. Loved the whole scene. There's one problem, though. Maxie knows that Chase's life depends on Peter providing him, with the medicine. But yet you went as far as, getting a confession from him and sending it to your dad. What was the plan for Chase, though? Listen, you got him and that's great, but what was your plan for Chase? And this isn't even it's a typo, she knows about Chase's condition. So, I just don't really understand what was, I feel like I'm missing something. Or there was some writers in the room, and they wrote a scene, and somebody was just yeah, how is that gonna work? She knows that Chase needs the antidote, so. And the other writer's oh, well, it's already sent, so I'm confused at that part. But that was a great scene. Maxie's a very interesting character. Okay, I've watched this show over the years. I watched it when Kristen Storm first came on the scene as Maxie. And she had her ups and her downs, and her ups and her downs. But when she has her highs, it is amazing. So she pretty much is like the cops are coming or whatever, you need to leave, when Deanna comes in, because I only remember her name because somebody said it later on. Deanna comes in, she's like, "What's going on?" And Peter's like, "Well, I'm gonna find our daughter, and I'm gonna come back for you, and yada yada yada." And so he leaves. Later on, not gonna lie, there was a part where Deanna just kind of pissed me off. When Anna came into the room to see Deanna, listen, I get it, Deanna, that's your patient, that's kind of your friend, I guess, I don't really know, but you take your job seriously, and you're like, you need to back off, and, just kind of give her her space and stuff like that, but the way she was coming at her, I was like, sweetheart, you're not that important. Trust me, I barely remember your name when you're on screen. It's something about the bitchy attitude that I was just like, yeah, I'm just like not feeling it. And so it just kind of vexed me. I was like, just go. And Maxie sent her away. I was like, sweetheart, in about like 5 minutes, I'm probably not going to remember your name. So you're not that important. Just stop. But with that being said, I was about to say, Fen. Anna talks to her about something. I don't actually remember. I was so busy on that rant. But they exchanged information, and, Anna was saying, Jordan knows about everything. Like, she, like, Gladys confessed, and so now they gotta, now the police are saying that they're looking for him. And I gotta sit there and find him first, because of the whole chase thing. And I'm just like, one second. But I think this is the part where, I was about to sit there and say Kristen Storm. This is the part where Maxie was about to tell Anna about the baby. Because she talked, she starts off with, like the baby, was brought up in the woods and stuff like that. And so, Anna's like, what's going on with the baby? What happened to the baby? You see in the next episode of the previews that she is going to tell her the truth. I'm just sitting there thinking, Maxie, did you really forget about Chase's life? Because, like, I get it, you were in your mode, and it was great, and it was a very fun show to watch, but it just seemed like you just kind of left that part out, which was kind of crucial, but okay, sure. Trina, Portia, and Cyrus. At this point, I'm just like, Cyrus, maybe you could just shoot Trina in the leg. Or the arm. Because she's clearly just not taking you seriously. And even her mom is like, yo, just don't push her. Like, just chill out. Like, this man is already unhinged. Okay? Y'all just try to pull a fast one. And he took the phone. And this chick is mouthing off every chance that she gets. She's all like, oh, I'm not afraid of you. Yada, yada, yada. Yo, Cyrus. Yo, just shoot her in the leg. Just to make an example. Because I don't understand this. I feel like there's two people, I'm pretty sure I'm not saying it right, but there's two characters, they're just making the situation a whole lot worse, and Trina is definitely one of them. Now, Curtis is on the phone. Well, Curtis is that they're trying to call Portia back, and Laura's like, oh, well, she's probably busy, whatever. But Curtis is like, yeah, there's something going on. I need to go over there. I need to see what's going on. And Laura's like, oh, I'll go with you. Laura, do you have a gun? What do you plan on doing? I mean, for that matter, Curtis, what do you plan on doing? But, they get to the house. Now, Curtis overhears, he overhears, like, yelling and shouting and stuff like that. Because, Trina just clearly can't, keep her damn mouth shut. So, Curtis hears, what's going on. He kicks open the door. Now I'm just like, bro, what was your plan? You just kicked open the... Okay, there's a bad situation going on. You kick open the door. Do you have a gun? Do you have anything? So you just came in there and we're just going to stare him down and scare him? Like, what was your plan? I did not understand that. I was just like, bro, you literally just made the situation a lot worse. So after Cyrus was like, yo, listen, y'all gotta back off, otherwise I'm gonna shoot one of them. I don't really care which one, I'm gonna wind up shooting one of them. Laura's like, he's serious, we gotta step back. Kurt's just standing there, just giving them just the mean stare, like, like it's taking them a while to process it. And Laura's practically trying to pull this man out the room, and he's just staring him down like, bro, what is your plan? You do realize that he probably has a lot of bullets, and, like, you already been a pain in his ass a couple of times. At this point, he should probably just shoot you just because. Pettiness. Pick emotional. I don't care. I did not understand that. So, when he finally gets outside and they call up Jordan, Jordan comes in, Jordan tries to negotiate with Cyrus. And at one point, negotiations, they're not really going well. Kurt's like, alright, so here's the plan. How about, you leave the police office, let them back off. I'll sneak into the back and disarm him. With what? With what? I mean, bro, you don't have... I'm trying to understand this man's logic. And I know I've been hard on Curtis. Because he's given me plenty of reason. But can somebody please tell me, what was this man's plan? He was just going to, what, sneak in and disarm him? He's just what, 007? I don't really understand this man's plan. Or anything for that matter. But Jordan's like, no. One, something happens to you. Lawsuit, it's not good for anyone. Two, it can make the situation worse. Like the first time when you kicked in the door, like you actually had a plan. So Laura decides, you know what, listen, take me as a hostage. And, at that point it ends. But I'm just sitting there thinking, how many bullets does Cyrus have? Because I feel like two people just need to be shot. Not killed, but just shot just to prove a point. That Cyrus isn't playing. One point where Trina was like, well, I'm not afraid of you. Bang! You're afraid now? You good now? I'm looking at this scene and I'm sitting there thinking, they write Jocelyn as vapid a lot of times. And a lot of times I feel like Trina is a better character than Jocelyn is in some ways. In a lot of ways, to be honest. But this scene did not actually do her any good whatsoever. So Chase's parents finally decide to come over and, see what's going on. I feel like this guy has been in the hospital for like 2 weeks. And they're just now getting around to it. I know time works differently in soap operas, but I'm just not there thinking like, bro, your mom and dad has just been like absentee while you've been at death's door numerous round of times. But I guess they showed up today, so that's something. So they show up. There's one point where Gregory's like, what's going on with Chase? Like, is it something you're not telling me? It's a lot worse than it is. And, Finn is about to say something. But, Gregory's like, well, I guess it really doesn't matter what it is because I wouldn't really be able to help. I'm like, so if you really want to be able to help, then why are you asking? I just don't understand. It's like you just pretty much just answered your own question. You just said, oh, well, I guess whatever it is, I don't need to know because I'm not gonna really be able to help. And yet you still ask. That's okay. All right, we're doing this. Hell is her name? Jackie. Jesus Christ. Jackie pretty much just kind of took Chase around the hospital to kind of just, give him a good walk, get him out of his bed for a little bit. He talked to one of his, like the sergeant or whatever, and that was pretty much about it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go too much of anywhere. Except for Finn, at some point, he's getting worried, and, he hears from Anna about the whole situation. Now, I think he hears about Anna. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forgot a little bit, but at some point, Finn decides to find Peter and get that drug, because, like, what's going on? He's in the hospital, he's about to leave, like, no, he's not going anywhere until he gives me that antidote. Now, Peter, Heinrich, I'm not calling him that, Peter is losing it, and he gets, to the top of the hospital. He gets to the top of the hospital, and you would sit there and think, alright, cool, I can make a phone call right there. Nope. He goes all the way to the top. There's another part. He goes all the way up there to make the phone call. And I'm just like, what was wrong with the reception down there? I mean, people have called people in a hospital before. Why did you need to go? It wasn't like he just went to the top, to the roof or whatever. He went like one step beyond. But he called the guy. He was like, yo, listen, you need to come now. Like, right now. And there's one scene that did kind of confuse me. So he calls a guy to come pick him up in the helicopter. There's one scene where we see a helicopter. But then Peter is not there saying over the phone, like, what do you mean there's a delay? Like, what's going on? Like, you need to get here now. For the money I'm paying you, you need to be here already, like 5 minutes ago. So I'm sitting there wondering, was that not the helicopter? Was that just like a random helicopter? Like, did they rent that helicopter, or was it just like stock footage? I don't know. But, at some point, Finn gets in the hallway, and for some odd reason, he decided to go upstairs. Now, I felt that kind of weird, because, I mean, granted, he guessed right, but I'm sitting there thinking, well, if I'm trying to get out of the hospital, why would I actually go all the way to the top? Like, did he overhear? I don't remember if he overheard the fact that there was a helicopter that was going to be involved, or he just, I don't know, somehow figured out. But I looked at it, it's like, okay, so he goes to the stairs. There's one going down, there's one going up, and he just happens to pick the right one. I guess for plot at this point, I don't know. I mean, if I was trying to run away, I don't know why I would actually go upstairs to the roof. Like, do you have a parachute? Like, what is your plan? But anyway, he goes up there and he confronts them. And, yeah. It ends right there. I mean, he's like, you're not going anywhere. And, he stands there like he's going to do something. So, I'm just like, alright, Finn, what is your plan? You're going to demand? You're going to ask really nicely? I mean, at this point, there's really nothing he can actually do, because unless he actually has the vial on him, or he just plans on beating the living hell out of him, I don't really, like, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Also, we're in an hour away from, like, the last time of Peter being on the floor. Also, there's somebody else that's standing above. So, Peter's on the floor, there's somebody in blue scrubs, but then there's somebody else in a white shirt. Now, I don't know if that's Finn or if that's Ava. I don't know. I've seen her wear white shirts before, so I'm just kind of guessing at this point. I think that's about it. I really do. I think that's mostly about it, because the majority, I felt like the most screen time went to Maxie and Peter, which was great because I loved it. Yeah, it was actually pretty great. But yeah, I think that's actually about it. I plan on doing some more videos like that, as far as like the openings and stuff like that. Do some scenes and just kind of commentary or whatever. And I don't know, it was fun, and I'm really glad that people actually did watch it and they did like it and stuff like that, because it was, every time I hear that theme music, like the original theme music, not this bland slideshow, okay? This bland slideshow. Like, we used to actually have names, and it felt like we was watching a soap opera. That was actually really fun. So, yeah, I plan on doing more of that, every now and then. And you know what? Since I'm on the subject, is there anything that you like to see, as far as like doing commentary on? Any scenes in particular that I could sit there and look up on YouTube? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I definitely will do my best to actually, well, I won't do my best. I will actually put it up because, well, it was fun. So, yes, let me know, if there's anything that you particularly want to see. And it doesn't even have to be about General House. It could be about, like, One Life to Live or All My Children or whatever. Even Port Charles or, like, any other soap that, you can think of. So, yes, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next video.